So can you be taught spiritually? Okay, because there's a lot of spiritual teachers out there in the communities that are teaching specific knowledge, but can you believe them? Are they real or are they unreal? This is what I want to go into here, guys, because just because one spiritual teacher said something's real doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong, unless you have the evidence for it. So what's important here is you need to understand that whatever you see and whatever you experience, that is the only thing that's real. And the reason I'm making this video is because there's a lot of very dangerous so-called knowledge being spread in the New Age spiritual communities that are not necessarily real. Okay, and the reason is because a lot of people who are in these communities are very angry people. Okay, they've had very harsh things happen to them, which has put them on this spiritual path, which people like to call it. I prefer to call it conscious expanding. And because they're very angry, they're open to a lot of interpretations from other people. So they believe what other people say. Okay, they'll look at this QAnon stuff. Some of it probably is right, but some of it's not. It's like conspiracy theories. Some of them are right, some of them are not. But if there's no evidence to show that what you're being told is right or wrong, you shouldn't really believe it. That's when it becomes dangerous. Because once that gets spread into humanity, if it's not real, then it's very dangerous, okay? Because in the end, it's only going to slow down spiritual evolution. Because if people are getting the wrong information, that's going to take a lot of time to kind of filter out in our evolutionary ladder. And we can only evolve when all that stuff's filtered out. So this is why it's dangerous. This is why religion's dangerous, okay? When I speak to Christians about Jesus, I'll say to them, I think Jesus was a good guy, he was a good spiritual teacher, but it's been misled. Because I'll say to them, well, it was all metaphorical, but they believe it was all literal. So what they tell me is that Jesus performed all these miracles. So when they tell me this, I'll say to them, like, well, have you seen a miracle take place in this time-space reality in your lifetime through your experience? And they'll always say no. See, so I'll say to them, so why do you believe that Jesus did all these miracles? And they'll say, well, it was in the gospel. There's a lot of evidence behind, a lot of proof. But there isn't proof, you see, because who's to say the gospel itself wasn't some storybook someone's wrote at some time? And through people sharing that and sharing that knowledge without the evidence, that's spread all over the world. There's no evidence, you see. So what I would say here is, when it comes to spiritual knowledge or conscious expanding knowledge, you need to go by your own evidence. You need to know what you experience, okay? Don't believe what anyone tells you, okay? It's like when I was in the ghost hunting communities years ago, which I class as a kind of infant stage of conscious expanding, because you're only just starting to want to know if there's an afterlife. So you're very interested in, do ghosts exist? Are they real? So you're looking for these ghosts. And when I was in them communities, so many people told us what to me was like BS, okay? They would say, oh, we went to this place and there was a ghost looking straight through the window and then it just disappeared, etc., etc. So I had to do this for myself and I had to see the evidence. Now, I could have believed what everyone was telling us, and if I did, I would now be teaching the fact that there's ghosts, there's demons and all this stuff now. But because I went with my own evidence, I went to countless ghost hunts, I looked myself to see what was real and what was not. I now don't believe in ghosts, okay? I'm not saying they're not real, but in my reality, they are not real. Because you can only go by your own reality, okay? Everybody's a sovereign being, and everybody has their own experiences in reality. But when people start believing something that they don't witness or they don't see, then it's not real, okay? So you have to go with your own kind of experiences on this, and you have to know the difference between real and unreal. If you don't, that's when it becomes dangerous, which is what's happening in the New Age spiritual communities. There's a lot of dangerous information out there which might not even be real, okay? It might not even be real. And what that's doing is it's causing a divide. Okay? It's causing a divide between everyone. It's the same thing as Black Lives Matter. That's causing a divide, because who's to say black lives are different to white lives? There's no difference. It's just all humanity. And it's the same with the New Age spiritual communities. One is saying something's real, another saying another thing's real, and that's causing a divide. Whereas in reality, I know it's crazy to say this, but everything could be real for all we know, because there's multiple timelines, you see. Somebody who believes in ghosts might see ghosts, and to them it's real. They might have literally seen one with their eyes, or the third eye, etc. To them it might be real. So there's no right or wrong here, guys. And I think all spiritual teachers, that some are right, some are wrong, depending on your level of experience and your level of awareness and whatever vibrational frequency you're coming from. But one thing I will say here is, there is a kind of evolution ladder, okay? Everybody is on the same kind of dynamic. This is the only way I can put it. Sorry, I've got verbal dyslexia, so I find it hard to explain what I see in my mind sometimes. But what I'm saying here is, everybody's on the same path, okay? If someone, for instance, is into ghost hunting at the moment, I know that eventually they'll come out of that and go on to the next level of evolution. It's the same with everyone. There's only one direction it can go, because you filter out everything that's real and what's unreal to yourself, and that's how you expand your consciousness, by filtering it out. You don't expand your consciousness by looking at the New Age spiritual communities and just believing what everyone says, okay? I've been to a lot of spiritual churches before, and they've told people directly, oh, you've got this spirit guide around you. He's a native Indian, and they've gone off believing that they've got this Native American Indian spirit guide, and in some cases for the rest of their life they'll tell everyone, oh, my spirit guide's a Native Indian, even though they've never seen it. This is dangerous stuff, guys. This is really dangerous, and I would advise just to go with your own evidence. If you haven't seen something yourself, don't believe it. Whether it's true or not, don't believe it until you've literally seen it. If everybody did this, then the only thing that would happen is what's real. Okay, so there might be a reality that's real, and everybody has to filter out what's unreal in order to get to that real reality. Okay, that might be how it's working, or there might be multiple realities where everything's real. You just don't know. So what's your opinion on that, guys? Please leave a comment, let us know, and please like this video. And I'm happy that you've been listening to me today. I really appreciate it. Have a nice day, guys. See you on the next video.